Welcome everyone to the 193rd weekly MLP Drawing School live critique stream. You know what? I give up on this point. I'm gonna get a yak back and it's gonna say it for me. Just
R.I.P. man. R.I.P.
about to leave the server. What am I looking at? DJ David. Cool.
A smooch.
That looks safe for work enough.
Yeah.
Alright, first up is Maze, though, because I submitted theirs first. To our head at high velocity. And they're in the chat.
Right smack dab. Right in the nose.
So, you want to tell us about this picture and any questions you have? Comments, concerns? Feel free to smash that like, subscribe.
Thank God.
I don't know where I'm going here anymore.
Well, you're already here.
Who's our sponsor this week?
It's obviously Audible.
Not you.
No, what's the new one? The
Skillshare?
Skillshare, that's it.
Squarespace.
No, the
Club.
NordVPN. Everyone I watch is now like being
ExpressVPN.
sponsored. Yeah.
Clash of Clans. Everyone sign up for Clash of
What's the,
Clans.
castle one? John does.
Come join me for a wild adventure. I swear you can join my guild.
Blue Apron.
Blue Apron.
Crunchyroll. Let's do it.
Skill Apron
Let's make a
Clash
Crunchyroll.
of the Skill Aprons. Audible.
Sounds like a family show.
Okay, I'm mostly wondering about composition, pose, improvement, anatomy errors. Pose is unique. Is the goal to be doing like some type of backflip? Or did you just
Or
want to
she's
try
doing
and figure out how to
climbing.
fit her into the heart without doing that classic pony sleeping heart one?
I have a feeling she's doing like the ceiling climb that she does.
Yeah, the little spider, like she's sticking like if the heart is a wall and ceiling, she's like doing the spider thing.
Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
I would think that I can't move my pen and draw. Oh goodness golly.
Lift it. Place it on the tablet.
It's not doing anything. You silly. Oh, this one works. I just use a different pen. Oh wait. No, it's not. Oh god, there it is.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
That was even where I was touching the tablet.
You went crazy with your crayon.
That's not even where I was touching the tablet. Okay.
That's what they all say.
Alright, so yes, the goal was crazy backflip fit in the heart.
So the backflip, not walking on the ceiling. Okay.
This is a note to not forget later. Yeah. I assume your entire drawing is upside down on your canvas? Because my head doesn't work like that. The text is upside down and backwards.
You mean you can't just remove your head at will?
I
thought you were
can,
zombie.
but the vocal cords don't work then. They're slightly lower in the neck.
Fair enough. I'll let you go with a warning.
This is way too dynamic of a pose for me to be used to, but hey.
I'm
It's
honestly okay with the pose.
backflipping you're doing.
Yeah, the pose is
You want
working.
some action, man.
You've actually got her body down pretty well. I think I would flatten out the bottom of her face a bit, because she doesn't actually have round, poofy cheeks like the rest of horses, where they're just filled with bubblegum gumdrops and they store candy in their cheeks.
Yeah, she's very angular.
Yeah. Much like they've used her to grade platforms. You know, we just want to figure out how flat an object is, so we're going to lay her on it and figure this out.
So like you actually you do have a pretty good pose going already, like these guys said. But if you did want to like improve, if it's a backflip you're going for, I've just like done some random experiment on the side here with an action line, and just experimented throwing the pose onto. Oh, okay, here's a character backflipping with this action line. Just like really having that momentum carrying around, like woo, they're going up here, and sort of coming down this way. But you know, if that's not the kind of pose that you're trying to do, that's totally okay. But action lines are fun and good to help you figure things out with.
Her tail, though. Like, how did that mane and tail work? It's been like 2 weeks since Ponies ended. Has it only been a week? 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was like the Saturday before last. So.
All right. Yeah, that is her tail. It just more holes in it. You gotta throw it up into the air and take a few shots at it.
I think if you want to be a little bit more dramatic, like especially with the front hair, just have like some hair straight down. Like she's not moving around, she's not doing anything. So having something that kind of
Uh-huh.
less poof, because her hair is not really poofy. It's like long and stringy and like it almost feels like a piece of kelp with the holes in it.
Yeah. Not as delicious, though. I assume it's quite slimy.
I bet it's really not delicious. It's probably like a skin.
Or it might be delicious. I don't know. One of us will have to find out for science.
For science.
I guess you could do it with the tail too, but I also like the curve in the tail. It's really just like a personal choice. But it really adds to the gravity if you kind of have it like
Yeah.
going down.
That is pretty cool.
She's a weird buggy queen.
Weird bug. So surprised we didn't have a reform.
Totally run it over her other parts. It's fine. Overlapping is great.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. Is this for your pumpkin? They do like a pumpkin carving of a really cool design every year.
I miss having a front porch to place stuff in.
He said yes.
Yes, it is for their pumpkin. Alright, then I'd say leave the tail there.
Totes.
Sometimes if you're working around that, it's fine. Like I said, I like the curve of it. It's more like just like to add the weight of like she's like dangling instead of in motion.
Say, you know what?
The other way.
I'm gonna let you get away with it this time, considering the medium you're working on. Pumpkin. It's a not forgiving medium to work on, so you're allowed to leave off a wing and an ear. But just this once.
3 colors, and the heart is 1.
And if you need
colors of pumpkin.
Well, it's more like, so when you look at a pumpkin and how it's being carved, they're pretty much, when they say 3 colors, it's like 3 layers. So the thickness of the pumpkin is going to change how much light shines through.
Yeah.
So the more pumpkin there is, the less light will shine through. And I'm guessing
I thought there was like you could just be as selective with that as you wanted to be there.
Nah.
I mean, you can, but then it gets really difficult into sculpting.
Oh,
I
really?
think they're going for like a just like a layer, like 3 layers, so 3 colors, sort of a thing. And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Maze, but I'm just assuming.
I don't know if it's what you know. I think if I was to approach something, I'd probably do something a bit more. Like I'd sort of block it down into silhouettes a little bit more, and then think about adding like a different layer in the middle to add details and such, or how I could combine those blocks differently. But I think doing the sort of stencil effect can sometimes be really nice to the pumpkin, but that's usually better for like cutting out the shapes. I think if you're just not carving and just cutting.
You do inverse carving though, because as you want it to get brighter, you gotta go deeper. Yeah, it's fun. I've done it, and it's good fun.
I've done it once, and it was really difficult. And then I failed because the part just fell out, but whatever.
That'll happen. Oh no.
There's ample use of toothpicks in most of mine.
I didn't even know that was a thing at the time, so.
Toothpicks? Yeah, they're a little piece of wood you can pick out your teeth
with.
I
know that they exist, but I'd never done it before, and I didn't think about what items can be used resourcefully to fix the flutterbat's head falling out.
Man, I missed a good shot at English teeth.
But yeah, I think, and if I honestly think for the pumpkin carving, it's going to come out really cool. You have a nice strong silhouette. For overlap, are you concerned with the horn at all? And if you are, just tilt the head a bit more so the horn doesn't touch the wing. Other than that, I think you got something nice going on here.
As for like stuff going on outside, you could just literally just cut circles in it, because then it will look like the changeling circles.
Pumpkin changeling.
I don't know, it was just a random idea I just had. Like, you could just make it look like their legs with the little circles cut out.
Or you can make her weird little egg sack things.
Ooh.
Weird.
Oh yeah.
Candy corn, because it's obviously the evilest.
What? Candy corn's great. There's an addiction that just happens around this time of the year. You just suddenly have to have it. I don't have a problem.
I think you do, Ellie.
You cut it. You make like the shape of like a green, of like you make like the shape of her like green magic swirl around, but then you actually like on the inside pin like a thing over it and put like green LEDs and actually make a green light.
Getting fancy.
Get really advanced. No.
And then you make the lights flash to a song playing with an MP3 player built into the pumpkin. So when people walk past it, you know, one of her evil villain songs starts playing, and the lights flash.
Yeah, the aria
This
playing.
sounds like
In
the
G
greatest
minor.
idea. Ellie, I found a pony for you.
A pony for me?
It's in our chat.
That's actually adorable. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Little candy.
All
Little
right.
candy corn.
Should we go on to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I see the levels of respect here. I get a yes sir from one and a yeah from the other. It's just I see how it
was trying to
is.
say the same thing. I was being attacked by sleepy monsters. You know I'm Sleepy's eye. That's my thing.
Slip, slip.
All right, inexperienced. Saw you in the chat. You still around?
They responded with oof. Why am I holding both my tablet pens? I don't need to dual wield this.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Just plug my Wacom in.
You got any questions in particular about any of your pictures? Because the general consensus that we have of Inktober is it's an amazingly awesome chance. No, it's a pushing force to do art. Mm-hmm. It gives you a sort of a challenge to set to do art. It's not as much about improvement as it is about volume and just getting stuff done and setting a schedule to do art. Mm-hmm. Yes, check the comments of the post. That's helpful. All right. Which comments? There's a lot of comments in here for critique.
Is it the one about the cute faces?
Was the comments you got on the cute face response not what you're looking for? Or are you looking for anything else beyond that? Faces.
That was certainly an answer. Okay.
All right. So you need help with cute faces. Best go look for references.
Yeah.
Abuse those references. You know what? There's this entire website called Derpy Brew. It is filled with horse faces. Just horse faces.
Nothing else.
I use it like 6 times a day for reference.
It is pretty great for references.
But there's a button you turn on to get things other than faces.
I guess technically there are human faces, but I'll give you a fun thing. Human faces can be interpreted back into horse faces because there's the same basic elements. Faces. We got eyes, we got a pointy nose thing, and we got a mouth, and only one ear.
Visible at a time.
What I'm trying to say is you have an idea of what you find cute and what you find interesting in an image. Go create a collection of those images and use them as your references.
Exactly.
Pick out the elements.
Yeah, either look through everything, just like taking little bits and pieces, or if that's a bit too scattered for you, like just find an artist being like, okay, you know what, this artist I always see consistently putting out like a style that I super duper love, and I am envious of and wish I could do. Like, just sit down with that artist's work, just make a little montage of their stuff, and like just analyze like, okay, how do they arrange the faces? How do they draw the snouts and make the cheeks bend around them? And how do they shape their ears? And let's see if I can work out those shapes. And it can really help to sit down and just like analyze how an artist does something, and then it gives you ideas. And it's about building up that understanding of how to shape the individual shapes that build a face, because it's not just like a collection of lines. You know, we're working in 3D. It's little shapes stuck on top of one another. So it's about learning how to sculpt those.
Derpy Brew is blocked by McAfee, so I assume you're at school, and it's being blocked because it's considered a porn site.
I would assume.
I mean, you can also, there's so many resources out there. We have the entire internet. You know, any social media, any artist you like that has like a
Tumblr,
DeviantArt,
Twitter,
a Tumblr, a Twitter.
DeviantArt.
Yeah, like
I
there's
doubt Furfinity's gonna work if Derpy Brew's not gonna work.
yeah.
Just like, you know,
Proxies. No, learn proxies and learn how to abuse them and learn how to hide.
They do help sometimes. And you can get the best proxy of all with ExpressVPN.
Oh my
Ah! No, wait, Nord? Wait, what are we doing?
Which one? Both of them. They can both sponsor us.
No, but seriously, you can think about going all the way and grabbing a VPN service. Go hop onto anyone's YouTube video on the internet now. Listen for their NordVPN garbage. Go grab their 2 months. Don't pay a thing. And then cancel it before the end of that. And voila, you'll have 2 months of free proxy use. And I'll get you past all of that.
Oh
Magic.
yeah, Tunnel Bear. That one's just... That's
that still
another
exist?
VPN one.
Oh yeah, that's the one that the Oatmeal did all the art for.
There's an adorable image in my head of a bear just like making its way through like a tunnel.
It is. That's literally what it is. All the animations and stuff are like of bears, and they
I love
like.
that.
They're all the same. Find whatever one's the cheapest. Don't go browsing the dark web.
No.
Problem solved.
Be smart with the internet. But even still, you don't. That's like if you really desperately need to, you can still. There's like so many websites you can still use if you can't get them to Derpy. The idea is just find an artist you like, study them, analyze their work, see why do you think it's cute? Like, it's very subjective. Why do you think is cute? And then you try to emulate that by practicing and studying the art and drawing. And yay.
Mr. Brick Wall.
Yeah,
you
fire
can-
it at us right here.
You can absolutely send a picture here in the Pizzicato stream or in the Discord.
How about the sitting position on the bottom right? That's my left. This is my right. Hi, right. You talking this one?
References. Same thing. Learning pony anatomy. There's tons of pony anatomy tutorials. You can look at our sidebar on our Reddit, as well as just look at how other people draw ponies, analyze that, you know, with the tutorials on pony anatomy right next to it. So you kind of get the idea of bones and joints and all that. A lot of this stuff is about, you know, researching, studying, practicing.
Yeah. I feel like some of these pictures have very good anatomy going on in them. Like if we go stare at your Kieran above that, freaking love the Kierans. So happy they showed up again, even if it was just for an exit image. Yeah, like there seems to be very good construction of the body there. So I assume either you nailed it first right off the bat, or you're using references and then nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like the thorax over here is really good too.
Yeah. Although it's not the butt of a bug, which is weird. Yeah, I know it sounds like we're just sort of shirking the responsibility here, but honestly, references are going to get you that construction of the body. Breaking down references We got wonderful guides on it, and I know we've gone over these on some previous images on how to break down and correct some of that anatomy on yours. It sort of feels redundant going over it again for that.
Yeah, like we could sit and redline on things, but like that's just sort of our opinions. We don't know what you exactly want out of them, and it's going to be much better for you to spend your time looking at art that you enjoy and figuring out how to break that down rather than us just like showing you what we think, I guess.
Plus, this is very general. Like, you have this whole spread here, so we have like general things to work with. If you had a picture that you like specifically had issues with, we could help you better. But if it's just getting better in general with anatomy, the best thing you can do is study for yourself. We could draw over all of this, but the best thing you can do is draw it yourself with references and all the things we told you about researching, blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's weird. Do I have a stabilizer on at all? Is that even a thing?
It is ish. It's on the input tab, next to brushes and color.
I'll take your word for it. I seem to be missing a tab.
Above the layers?
Oh, it's input tabs on the bottom of the layers for me.
Oh, I guess it's different for each of us.
Maybe I have to put it on a larger resolution screen. Up here.
Boom. Solved it.
No, that didn't help me. Brushes.
Shaking around.
Nope. I don't know.
Is that some feelsy comic in your background?
Yes it is. Because I have a rotating background of Doom.
Me too. I usually take the time before a stream to make sure that there's not something untoward on it.
Mine just grabs favorites from DeviantArt, the last
I
150.
didn't know it could use it.
Yeah. I use Display Fusion to do it.
Oh, me too. I just didn't know that was a feature.
Alright, let's go on to the next one, which I believe was DJ David. Did I even post it in here? No, of course not. Just gonna fall asleep in the corner here, guys.
Yeah, Mr. Brick, if you didn't hear us, totally feel free to just post it in the chat.
Up on Discord. Which Discord?
Oh, okay.
I see a McCafe. Do you want us to critique the McCafe? Oh, art.
Is it in art? Oh, okay.
Oh, you're Louis?
Louis with the carrot?
Louis. Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's do this for David. I think their image they're using on this chat is drawn by Fluffy.
Yep.
Duh.
New high score. Haha. And now you're gonna ruin it for him. He's not gonna be able to focus after that. Pony. It is.
Play Minecraft.
It's. What? That's
Where am
Space
I?
Invaders.
Am I lost somewhere?
Allie.
What? No, I'm saying she's trying to distract him so she can play Minecraft with him.
Oh,
She wants to get him away from. See?
I get you. Alright, what problems do you have with this picture in particular, David? I know we pick on people when they're in the stream. We ask them, like, questions and stuff.
We interrogate them as to how we might be able to help them.
Art as a conversation? What?
How could art ever be a conversation?
No, people are just supposed to yell at you.
Involving expression and communication skills. Conveying of emotions. I'd like to know if the bodies and the pose of the characters are good enough.
It is great.
There we go. Critique over next.
Yeah, I really like Sweeney's body. I think Button Mash has a little his thigh is missing there, And I feel like the body's a little too crunched up. Like the leg feels not right. Like he doesn't feel like he's sitting in the seat. Maybe that's better.
Yeah, with either his butt or his hind legs. More if he's just like slipped off, or possibly he's just balancing on the one leg and the other leg is now broken free and trying to run off. I think once again, Sweetie's fault.
Actually, oh yeah, she's sitting on a stool as well. I was like, what is she on? Oh, she's on a stool. Like, is she sitting on floating, sitting in the air?
She's hovering on her tail.
There's another stool, but it's kind of hard to see that stool is there. It's just like a little tiny detail. So I don't know. Maybe if I'm just fiddling with this SB.
I think, yeah, if we're to take, oh my god, brain kick on.
Oh my god.
Personally, I like the idea of him like losing his grip here and just sort of falling off the chair.
That would be very much fitting for the character. So.
Yeah. So if we're to take the leg that is falling off and just dangle it a bit more.
Yeah.
To sort of give that impression of, oh geez. So I think we... Oh, okay. Let's try this. We're going to take it back a bit. We're going to dangle it. Maybe... Yeah. Just sort of look like it's falling off.
And maybe have like a peek of a little thigh over here.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just to imply that, yes, he is balancing on only one leg now. And
there's a little squish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
moments away from catastrophe.
That, and then have the stool maybe moved a little bit further over to illustrate that his center of gravity is actually where the stool is.
Ooh, good point.
And then that would leave us more room to show Sweetie Belle's stool doing the same thing. So now they're both a little bit more balanced.
Also, second ear.
It's like a tiny line, but it's there.
It's there.
Oh.
Ponies seem to have omnidirectional hearing.
Bonus. Okay. How about color? Color. No, I can't change my color. What is going on here?
What is he struggling with?
Apparently everything.
Struggle bus.
No, it's just stuck on green for the rest of its life. I gotcha. No, it is.
Just so you twirling the color wheel around.
I didn't even notice.
It's gonna be one of those days, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Just a little rosiness up in the top of the ears.
The blush.
Yep. Not green. Unless if they're like some type of acid breathing creature. Which is a possibility. I mean, Sweetie's a robot.
Art typically gives them like different blood color, I guess, because then they have like the blue blush and insides of their mouth and whatever. I always see people doing like different colors.
I know the inside of the mouth, yeah, sometimes furry artists will just go crazy with, hey, we're gonna making a fursuit out of this expensive, so let's just blow color everywhere, where it's totally unnecessary to have colors like this. Because
like, why is this character's blood cyan blue? Like, it seems very radioactive.
Because fun colors.
Yeah.
Does that help you, David? Our insane and inane ramblings about horses blushing. Sweet. Alright, Mr. Brick and Wall's next. I just gotta, horse, of course.
We gotta get that art, put it on the ball.
Is their name Mr. Ed?
Funny.
Funny. Joke, haha.
Referencing Joker.
Well, while we're at it, quick reminder: there's a campfire going on. Everyone should go roast some s'mores
Roasty toasty.
or become a s'more. I don't know. Really, your call.
Where's my rarity on fire? If
Where's-
no one draws a rarity on fire, I will.
That'd be silly.
You can find the link by asking your local fur
Happy
trader.
lime.
Fur trader.
Yeah.
They're right next to the beaver skins.
Alright. Next up, we got horses. Weird. We're still the My Little Horse show, eh? Guess we're gonna be telling people to reference the comic books next. Alright, everyone, we gotta change our art style again.
The only problem with that is
We're
there's
just
like
gonna be
5
anti-pride.
different art styles in the comic book.
They are.
It's gonna be a war.
Isn't season 10 just one set of artists, though?
We can still just like reference the show though.
It's all Andy Price. Isn't it just
Is
Andy
it?
Price?
I know he did the cover. I'm not sure if he's doing all of it, like the season 10 cover.
They're just gonna be like, Andy, you have to draw an entire season worth of horses here. He's gonna be
Andy,
like,
you're on your own.
is it a short season? No, this is gonna be 27 episodes this time. Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
yes, my son.
Get out of here.
All right, we got more horse here. So, Mr. Brickenwall, that was who submitted this one. Got any questions in particular about these two horses for us? Also, that one looks like she's about to launch right off the couch.
I love how they like you push the expressions here. I love seeing people go like really far to get that cartoony like, because I really feel the actions. Like I feel it.
Let me scroll my page.
It's really.
I'm trying to find it. There it is. Yeah, I do like that expression.
Sorry, I'm scrolling Reddit while I wait for a response.
How could you?
By clicking on the app and scrolling with the thumb.
Oh, I never knew how to use the program.
There were words there, but I missed them. Something about a pod filter?
Now that's what I call pod racing.
Whoa! Something I wanted to show was her butched up and felt like I couldn't draw that because the other girl was in the way. Bunched up?
Bunched.
Yeah, I get that. I don't wanna-
Which one are you trying to get bunched up? Because I can see both of them being bunched up. Like the
It's-
one is like curling up, and the other is like bunched up, ready to explode with like forward
Yeah.
motion.
That idea of like, oh, I want to do this thing, but there's other things in the way is always a bit of an issue.
I do have a secondary question. Who wears bells to watching a movie? That seems like it's mean for the rest of the audience.
That's true.
Freaking adorable, though. They're a fun accessory on horses.
I mean, I used to wear bells. Not like that, but I had like a necklace with a bell on it.
Are you Star Swirl?
And then it was on my bag, and everyone would hear me coming downstairs.
That's how we knew.
Yes, see, she's dressing up for the final. There's backstory here.
This makes sense. That also makes sense for the expressions. Um, yeah. I mean, if you want to bunch her up a bit more, you could. So she's indented herself into the couch and is like pressed way deep into it. I think we want to actually use the power of the couch resisting against her like it is for the other pink horse. We're gonna take her arms and make them slightly flatter, and this is gonna lift her body up more, and then we can curl it around more so her chest goes like this, her arms are like yo duh.
Yes.
Just believe in the Neocitrin. It is what is speaking for me right now.
I believe.
Yeah, so we raise the body up a bit more. This will give us a bit more room to pull in the butt. Oh, I like Allie's version. Ooh.
Get the squish.
Yeah, so if we go with Allie's one, we can just pull her... Yeah, let me erase this one, because I like Allie's. Of course, that doesn't work. Why would it ever work?
I'm like figuring. I drew this backwards. I usually don't draw the head last, so I'm like struggling. So pardon me a second while I figure circles out.
Why can't I erase? What is going on here? Alright, well, I don't know what's going on. I'm not able to erase stuff.
That's you got the short end of the stick with this update, didn't you?
Alright, well just imagine in your mind the horse rocking forward a bit, their legs falling off the side like Allie's is doing, and then we can pop their butt right up into the air.
Probably ears back too, because ears back is like a shocked.
Just put the skin. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So
I'm trying to think.
what they're going for is what Allie's showing. Imagine it. Use the heart of your mind.
To really stretch. Well, that's like a giraffe neck. It's fine. It's fine. Giraffe neck. She's now a giraffe. That's how much she got so sad Pony was over. She needed to become another proven animal.
Hello, giraffe now.
Something like that. Thank goodness for tools that make me move my drawing with ease.
Yeah, the shoulders will be... Yeah, so what Allie's done is she's taken the front of the hooves and the first... Or the second major joint, wrapped it over the cushion, and then use that as sort of like a launching platform. The shoulders are still basically in line with the front of the couch, but they're hunched and lean forward. Imagine the horse is about to shoot rainbows out of their behind and launch off. That is this positioning. Very common one, right?
Totally. Man, my soft eraser is making the face like that much scarier.
Dun, dun, dun.
No eyes. It's got no eyes now.
It's fun. You don't need eyes in the future.
No, the eyes just melted out after that finale. It's right. It's like the Indiana Jones.
Good. It did such a good job.
Oh no! Why did I lose my color? Oh no! No, I'm okay. There we go. You can even add popping eyebrows for that extra comedic effect.
Flying popcorn. I also noticed that you've gone with the same route I often go with. Only horse is earth ponies. That way I don't have to draw horns or wings. It just makes life easier.
Floofy couch is being pressed into. So overlap. Yay. Her wings are detachable.
That's just the most convenient thing, no? Sometimes they get in the way of hugs.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. The blue pony definitely, I think, for a TV screen, like if you're watching a show in the dark or very low light, it'll have much harder light, so you get those nice hard lights and shadows. Where the pink pony is softer, so I think definitely pushing a harder shadow on the pink pony to complement the blue pony would be perfect. Trying to think what would be more fun, like having the tail stuffed under her or like shooting out behind the couch.
I think stuffed under because went from like sitting.
Yeah, she's
having...
shooting back. Yeah. So she's smooshed her booty against the couch.
Her boom. But yeah, any other questions or shall we move on?
Anything else you say about the facial expressions? I see the open jaw just lacks something. I don't think it's lacking anything.
I know I see some people when they're doing like a gasp, they have the tongue like, it's a bad color, let me grab a different one. They have the tongue kind of like hanging, like, oh my god. And the tongue's just like super in the middle. Like, what? And if you wanted, Jed, you could hide the teeth. Because, like, if you look at yourself in the mirror, you're gonna feel stupid. But, like, make a shocked expression and stare at your face. You don't really, like, hold your teeth out.
Do it. Do it.
They stay hidden. Like, oh, what?
Go make weird faces. It'll be fun. Even better
And,
if
like,
someone
yeah,
walks in behind you. Or you can make them into your cell phone camera. Let me just take a selfie.
Wait. Let me take a selfie.
Oh my god.
Did I get any selfies with Ellie? I don't remember us taking any selfies.
No, you mostly had your camera.
Yeah.
Snapping everyone.
See, selfies. They can be a source of good occasionally.
Yay! I love it when stuff clicks like that. You're like, oh, I get it now. It's like such a good feeling in art when you like, I can't figure it out, and then you suddenly do.
Yeah.
Get it. It was Colonel Mustard all along.
Oh, snap.
With the lamppost. The entire lamppost. Not a light stick or candlestick. A lamppost. Now we're just going to get a million selfies of Mr. Birkenwell. It's going to be great.
Awesome.
Alright, next up, did someone else submit art to us? Or was Mr.
Yes,
Birkenwell?
the top left. Oh, no one else submitted. Unless I'm wrong, I could be wrong. But we have the top left to do still.
Yeah, and the
one
center.
next to that.
The center top.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, hey. Hi, Lulu
Hi,
Network.
Lulu.
Do you have any question?
Oh man.
Z.
Is it,
Forgot to
is it
answer
gonna
that.
happen? Is it gonna happen? Is everyone gonna be in our chat? Bullas. Bullas, are you here? Bullas! They want to break away from the show style and make their own style. Any tips to get there? Was their comment on the subreddit. I got a great one for you here. You're gonna hop onto Derpy Brew, or Fur Affinity, or DeviantArt, or your old art aggregator. You're gonna find people's art style that you like. You're gonna harvest that thing. You're gonna take from it. You're gonna rip and steal and claim it as your own. And that's how people create styles.
I think you're a genius. What did you think of this advice?
From the Evil Genius School.
Evil Genius School.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
No, but seriously, you're gonna harvest from other people elements that you like. Everyone in history has done this to an extent. They grab something that they enjoy and they'll modify it and change it and make it their own. That is the essence of making a style. Find what you like, find what works for you, and do it.
Yes. And you can use real life too. Like you could steal parts from actual horses and steal like
Not
someone's
literal
ears.
actual parts from
Yeah,
horses.
don't go. They need their legs and ears. Leave them be, but
I did need some
picture.
new Elmer's glue, though.
But study them. Just stalk those horses.
Now I'm just imagining them going with an anime style, but just like an anime head, like a standard anime head on the horse's body.
But yeah, and the other thing about style, it develops naturally. You don't just suddenly like, I want this to be my style, and then you draw it. It comes with a lot of practice, and you develop it, and it's something that becomes second nature. Like, yes, you can decide on style elements, or you can even have multiple styles. You don't have to have one style, but it's not just like, okay, this is my style now. It's something you work up to. But it's all about stealing elements. Like, oh, I love how this artist does ears. Oh, I love how this artist does fluff. Oh, I love how the anatomy works. Or I love how they color. Or I love how their brush strokes are. It builds over itself as you go. And I'm all for stepping away from show style. Like, it's great. It's a great base. Love it. It's a great show. It inspired us all. No doubt about that. But step away. Find some stuff. Be creative. That's what the show also is about. Just be creative. You don't have to be the one thing.
Yes. Like, and you can also sort of have that moment of like, I'm going to sit down and do an artist study and change my style and like decide on a direction you're going to go into. That's absolutely fine. But just don't like you're not gonna finish doing that just from doing the art study. You know, like I did that as well, and it's like I was still, even now I'm still like trying to develop exactly what it is I'm trying to do out of the what I studied. You know, the things I decided on. But like it's just gonna take time to sort of take what the things you learn and put them together and decide different ways to put them together. And, you know, you experiment and things just grow more natural, like Ali said. So even like your style will develop over time, but like even if you decide to just sit down and I'm going to change my style right now, like it's still going to take time for that to become natural. You know?
Mm-hmm. Now, was there a second part? I apologize if there was, and I forget it. Or was that the only question?
Is there anything else, Eddie, that they asked?
Nope, not that I have on here. But they're in the chat. We can see.
Cray cray.
We can actually talk to them. What is this madness?
Pretty mad. Yeah, an art study is pretty much you take a piece of art you like and you try to recreate it. And that's really all there is to an art study. And you
Yeah.
can, when you by recreating it, and I'm not saying, sorry, there's so much always to say.
Yeah, it's your words just like get tripped up, and it's like, no, I've
Yeah.
lost the point.
And I just you can trace true to help you, but it's just if you're struggling with something, don't rely on just tracing, but it can be used as a tool. Of course, never trace and claim as your own. That's just
Yeah.
bad. But for an art study, like how I like to think of it is you pull up the picture, you have a blank canvas next to you, and you try to reverse engineer that picture and
Yeah.
recreate it yourself. And by doing that, you learn methods to create. Maybe it's not their exact methods, but you learned a method to create what they created. And then you take that, like, oh, okay, so this flow to the ear and the curve, it curves like that. And I know how the overlap fits. You learn how to
Mm-hmm.
do that and then apply it to future stuff.
Yeah.
So studying
Yeah.
their art helps you experiment. And then you
Yeah.
can then take what you learned from the art and do something on your own and experiment.
It's super duper helpful, and like you can, if you do like trace something, and that can be a perfectly legitimate learning tool. If you do trace something and like you make it your own, you've copied someone else's thing, but you've made it your own. You've worked on the picture, you built it up from the little bits that you trace, and you do want to put it up because you're super proud of it. That's totally fine. If a large part of the picture was traced, then it's very good to go and ask that artist and say, hey, look, like this body or this like arm or like something I traced from your picture, I'm gonna credit you. Is it okay if I put it up online? And sometimes you'll say no, and that's unfortunate, but you don't want to upset people. And it's very tempting to think, oh, maybe no one will notice if I just put it up. Like it never goes as well as you think it will. But it can be super useful to help break down how artists think and feel with their lines.
Alright, shall we go on to the next one?
Let's do that thing.
Do that thing. Alright, this is by a person who does things, who goes by the name of Bola's Baby 317. Well, I'm not a person. Jeez. Crazy. My OC, Violet Moon, painted in a sketchbook. OCO. I think that was supposed to be a face.
I
Alright,
love reading emojis out loud.
let's critique this horse. First of all, cool. Traditional art. Paint. Shiny.
We love different things, different ways of making poems.
Second way.
I think I was muted the entire time.
I think you are.
No, I thought you were just being quiet.
No, I was.
Oh no, that's
Oh
the
well.
worst feeling. I hate it so much. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. We're good. We're golden.
Okay,
Everything.
cool. As long as you're not annoyed.
No, it's fine.
You had your voice stolen like that chick from The Little Mermaid.
Rip. It was funny because it perfectly worked with you, like the way we were talking. I thought it was really smooth. Like, yeah, it's fine.
We just had long, awkward pauses.
Awkward pauses.
Were there any highlights that you had given us?
Nope, it's just like don't post trace art. When in doubt, ask the artist. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, all right, yes.
You covered the rest. Anyway, I want to say again, I like that it's acrylic. Because I don't think I was saying that, but I was saying that, but I was muted. But we don't get many acrylic arts, and I like seeing different mediums. So yeah.
Gesso. Just everyone do gesso. It's the magic stuff. I can't believe how fun it is to play with.
It really is. It's a baby of watercolor and acrylic, and it's
watercolor and oil, because you can
Oil?
you can bring it back to life,
true.
and it has a lot of ability to build up on top of other colors. So it's more like oil than acrylic ever was.
Interesting.
I had a lot of fun with it. I'm now going to paint my nephew as a pony shooting
Aw.
rainbows out of his butt for
I
his
I
first
love
birthday.
that. You do that.
Treasured always.
Well, it's apparently a rainbow themed party for his first birthday. Like, what do you get a 1-year-old? Nothing, because they don't ever want for anything. They're gonna take a box and chew on it. It's fine. You get the
Buy
parents something.
diapers.
They
That's all.
don't need it because they subscribe to a cloth service.
Oh, fancy.
She's doing nothing again.
So yeah. Anyway, onto this horse, not other horses. This horse, second wing's missing. I basically copied your first wing. I wouldn't say that's the right way to build a wing, but I mean, you do you. It's not bad. It's got feather definition to it. It's more of a hairy object popping out than feathers, but that's your goal. Cool. If you're looking for actual bird-like wings, go check out our exterior guides and tutorials, or even our beginner guides. I think both of them will have a wing tutorial on them. Bird wings are great, and they're actually pretty easy to build because they're just like 3 parts and 4 parts of feathers. The outside feathers are really, really long and just take up most of the volume, and then you just build up some fluff inside. Works well. Yeah, Ellie's doing a fluffy wing, or a feathery wing.
It's mostly I feel like there's just some joints missing, or the joints aren't given the proper lengths. Like I look at yours here, and the first joint is only about yay long, or the next one is yay long, and then we got the feathers coming out. So it's just a matter of maybe stretching this first guy out a bit. And I just, some really simple shapes, just lines over here, you know, boop boop, and then the first feather. And you just connect the 2 points to get this nice little curve here, and that'll get you that first wing, and then you get the pokey outy feathers. Like LD said, the tutorials are much better than explaining it than me just drawing a wing in front of you.
Yeah.
Plus you get to look at actual birdies.
Secondary, the tail. We just want to move it up slightly on the butt. The reason behind this, we like to follow the spine, which goes down the back, the behind, and it follows across the top of the back. And then it creates the dock, the little piece of bone that pops out. So it comes out here. Sorry. My twin keeps yelling at me on the chat, or in Steam, so you'll hear blah, 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 blah. He's like, video games, play video games. I'm like, no, I'm doing stuff. There's art to happen.
Wow.
We do tail. We're gonna call that a tail today.
It works. I like
Yeah.
it.
OC don't steal. This cutie mark is really cool. I wish there's a more zoomed in image of it, because it's wild. It looks like it's got a lot of detail behind it. Which I'm gonna warn you against high detail cutie marks, because if you ever try and get someone to redraw them, it's never going to be right.
Yeah.
Or you just pay one person to make a vector file. And everything's fine.
Yeah.
Another thing I'll mention is I really, really like this highlight right here. That is such a nice gradient and such a nice bright light. I want more of it, like some on the face there and some on the hoof. Get that like nice light color in more spots so it feels like it's hitting the entire pony and not just the chest. Because that gradient is such a lovely soft gradient. I want more. Give me more of the goodness.
More. That's all I got. How about you guys?
Ditto.
Sorry.
I don't have anything
Or die.
else. Stay with us.
I'm already dead. Oh god.
No.
Oh, that is a point. But still, don't die anymore.
Alright then. We're gonna call it a day before I expire for a second time. Thank you all for coming. Reminder, we got our 200th coming up. That's in like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. We are doing something. Expect it not to be on a Tuesday though. We're saying it's gonna be on the weekend prior or of. I don't know. We're working it out. We're talking about doing all sorts of crazy stuff, including marching down every single street in the world and waving horses around. You know, we'll figure something out.
Oh god. May said it'll be a whole week.
What? A whole week?
I mean, I believe that idea was tossed around.
I don't know if I have that.
Alright, everybody,
Mental
start
strength.
signing up. We need people to take shifts for like a week-long stream.
Yeah. Mace, you got this, right?
I
Yeah.
was thinking more like a week of events, but okay.
Oh. I went way more
Like,
extreme.
I think the idea of just doing a like different thing each day of the week had been tossed around, but yeah, let's do that. Let's just do it. However many hours long a week is of a stream.
We were talking about either taking requests and doing requests all day, or possibly doing like a long Eggy, like a never-ending Eggy sort of thing. I don't know. We want to do something, and it might just be beyond critique.
Right now, if Aggie's gonna be doing the thing where it like keeps kicking people out and halving the resolution, it's not gonna be good.
You know,
We'll find something.
draw
We'll figure it
pile
out.
is still a thing. I mean, we use it all the time, and it looks like it's now getting some nice features,
Yes.
like blending. It's an option. The only problem is we have to ask people to install it.
Yeah. Sad day.
That's why we went to Eggy. I think.
Yeah.
Also,
Well,
it could keep
it's
running
convenient.
without having someone hosting it.
That was
Yes.
a big one. Because I know, didn't you try to host a 24-hour at some point?
We
Drop
got who was it? There was someone else hosting it for us. David 4FG.
Oh,
He set up a headless server to host it constantly, and it was amazing. He was going for I think a month like that, where we'd just refresh it every week. But the problem is, like after 14 or so hours, it would sometimes just stop.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
We tried.
I'm tired.
All right. And with that, see y'all again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.